All right, I did mention the Supreme Court. It did issue a lot of decisions today, the one that everyone is waiting on, this presidential immunity issue over Donald Trump. That they did not decide on. Don't know how that is going to go. Carrie Severino, the JCN president, top lawyer in her own right, what she makes of that. Do you think they're pushing this to the very end? It might not be in Donald Trump's favor, but it is enough to run out the clock, and that any litigation would have to be dealt with. That is, to deal with this case, documents case, the immunity, all that, until after the election. What do you think?
Well, unlike your previous guest, I'm not at all surprised that the case hasn't been decided yet and didn't come down today, because a case of this magnitude typically would come out at or right about at the very end of the term. And that's not this week. That's going to be presumably next week. Right now, the last day on their calendar is Monday. I predict they'll have to add more dates. They have too many cases still to come out. But I bet that date is either Thursday or Friday, which could put it right around the same time as the debate. I'm sure that's not what the justices would like, but it's just the reality that a case this complicated and this important often takes the longest amount of time to put together.
You know, this is a crazy theory, and I know, as you often reminded people, that the court tries to avoid this sort of politics stuff that's knee-deep in it, whether it likes it or not, but that there is a benefit to having it both ways if you put off a decision, albeit one not friendly up to the former president. You remember, this is a conservative court. 3 of those justices are those that he appointed. By pushing it back as far as possible, even if it isn't friendly to the former president, it does push off cases until after the election, which is what he wants anyway.
Well, look, at this point, the court already heard the arguments of the case. They will be deciding it this week or next week. So we're talking about, I don't think they're actually pushing one way or the other. This is very normal timing for things to come out.
Okay.
But B, a week here isn't going to make a big difference. Sure, it's going to change maybe a little whether they could comment on it in specifics on that first debate. I don't think the court could possibly have predicted we'd have a debate this early in the process either. So that in and of itself is very unusual. I just think this is an issue. And I predict, I don't think the justices are going to say, well, we have to rule for Trump because he put us in the court. We haven't seen that at all. These are justices who look at what the law says. They've handed down decisions even within the last couple of weeks that were striking down Trump initiatives, like, for example, the regulation that brought bump stocks in and redefined them as part of the assault weapons. That was a Trump administration effort.
No, you're right.
So
and it was,
they're not afraid to go against him.
Very good point. Your thoughts on how they feel in this role, because this has come up a number of times. A lot of people have said that the court at the time of 2000 and the recount, they really hated being placed in the middle of that. Yet here we are again with another court placed in the middle of a lot of cases that could turn on these decisions. Bring me inside the court, their thinking when they're thrust into that. I understand that blinders on and make the decision, try not to pay heed as to who appointed you, who didn't, but that's got to be tough.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's one of the reasons the framers gave life tenure to the justices, because they don't want justices to be influenced by, gee, who's going to give me my next job? And, once my term is up here, maybe I want to have grease the skids for the next position. But of course, they're all human. And so, setting those aside can be challenging. But I do think the court is doing its best, as it always does. From the looks of those arguments, I think it's going to come to a position that's actually somewhere in the middle, which is kind of where the Trump administration itself ended up. They started out in a stronger, Trump is immune from everything. But I think by the time they got to the Supreme Court, they were having a much more moderated position, saying, hey, look, at least the private acts he has maybe could go forward, but the public acts you have to have immunity for. And that's much more moderate than what the government was proposing. I think that may be where the court ends up drawing a line somewhere. And they hate being put in the middle of it, but that wasn't their decision. That was the people bringing these lawsuits are the ones who decided to put this in the middle of a presidential election year. Yeah,
imagine that. Carrie, thank you so much. Always learn a lot. Carrie Severino on that. We'll be monitoring the Supreme Court. And as you said, it's possible next week, right at the time of this debate, we could get such a decision. We shall see.